Welcome to AltJake Takes On. Hello again, everybody. We are back. I am AltJake. You're listening to AltJake Takes On, episode number 36. I'm here with my buddy George, as always. How you doing today, my friend?
Doing good. Good afternoon. How are you?
I am good. Happy Halloween to everybody. We are recording on, and I'll get this posted on Halloween. Right. I was like, I there was options to do like a spooky background or whatever, but it's just not really my thing to change on those.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, I mean, Halloween's fun, and I enjoy the idea of it, and I've done some really good costumes in my life, but yeah, no, I did see one of my like Facebook memory things. My buddy and I, God, was it 2012 or 13? The bar we used to frequent had a costume contest, and we paired up and did Fight Club because I had a red leather jacket. So I did the Tyler Durden character and he did the narrator character. So I just had like the beat up makeup and had the name tag with my name is Jack. And we finished in second place.
There you go.
Impressed by that. Yeah, we lost. The people we lost to like did like life-size Mario Kart. So they like spent time of like making cardboard Mario cars and all this. And
you gotta give it up for that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And all we did was take stuff that we had. Like I had the leather jacket and just figured out the rest of the costume from there. So ours took 10 minutes, theirs took hours. So we were happy with second place. It was like $25 in bar.
I was gonna say $25 bar tab.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think it was 20. It might have actually been 50 and first place was 100. I don't remember. All I knew is we didn't expect to place, and that was my best Halloween costume, probably. It was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm anti-Halloween.
I know. That's why I wanted to get my part.
I'm not going to say too much. You heard it yesterday.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
yeah, yesterday was a lot of fun. Even though our product we watched wasn't, but it was fun though. Yeah. I like doing the Thursday live shows. I do.
No, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. If you guys haven't checked this out, the replays are available in our library, and I'm trying to put them out into clips, but a one-man show on the behind the scenes with the editing. But what is it, 8:45 p.m. Eastern on Thursday nights, right here through this YouTube account. Set your notifications if you can't remember. It'll let you know 30 minutes before we go live, and then right when we go live. And we're very interactive.
Truth be told, on Thursday, Thursday is my busiest and most physical day of work that I have during the whole week.
Right, because
when I get home, I can't sit down or I can't lay down because I won't make the show. So by the time I get, I'm serious.
I understand. I know.
By the time I get home, I sit down to eat in a specific spot so I know I can't fall asleep there. I'll eat and then I'll walk around the neighborhood or walk around until 7:45 my time, and then I hop on here and then I pass out.
Yeah, no, which makes sense because This Is Awful goes on at 11 Eastern, and that's a little bit later for folks. Luckily with me on the West Coast, it's right in my wheelhouse of time. But no, we've come into a pretty good groove there. And so if we're trying to get more people to come join us and interact with us, we try to put the chats on the screen. And yeah, no, it's a fun time for sure. I'm happy we've started that 100%.
Yeah, and the other thing we started last week was on our Spaces show. Truth be told, we record on Fridays before SmackDown, so we don't know what really happens on SmackDown until later. So we're kind of reviewing that prior to doing anything on the Spaces show before we get to the main topic. Just to make sure we cover SmackDown, because when we do the weekend, it's already a week old already.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right.
So
no, exactly.
We're gonna be doing that on Sundays from now on. I'm just assuming we are.
Yeah, no, I was thinking it's a great way to start the Spaces too, because also too it lets people kind of file in, and then we can use that as a clip for the YouTube channel too, and then we can file people in if there's good topics or things people want to talk about.
I noticed I talked to you last week, and I'm like, we don't really talk about SmackDown at all.
Yeah, well, and I mean,
before we go on Sunday here,
do it. It's one in. There was also it hadn't really been good most of the summer. Like it was just kind of there, and it's finally starting to pick back up. I feel like that's where I kind of feel like this whole Nielsen thing or the big data plus, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's revamped. I mean, it should be re-energizing to WWE of like, hey, we've got to make sure that we're bringing in these. And I mean, there's competition now because not only the World Series Game 6 is tonight, so that won't affect them past tonight. But basketball's back, hockey's back, and we know live sports is what gets the audience. So you
guys don't think linear TV is dead. It's not even close, because these numbers you guys are pulling on football games is ridiculous.
Yeah, Now, a lot of people do stream. If it ends up where it can go to stream, that's going to be the pivot point, is if somebody ends up taking it where there's not the option to be on TV and it's just on the streamer.
At the numbers, when Amazon does their game Thursday and when NBC does their game on Sunday night, it's night and day. I mean, they still get a lot of viewers on Thursday, but that Sunday night number is huge. So obviously.
Yeah, and does NBC do it through Peacock too? And is that included?
Okay. Their numbers are so small on Peacock. They're like, they said like 50,000 people watching on Peacock.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy though too, because with NBC, I guess, because you're getting it that you can get through just straight broadcast. You could just have to get one of those antennas. So that's different. Yeah. Well, and everybody can get that. That's kind of where, as opposed to like if it was on, I don't know, when Sunday night games used to be on ESPN, if you're not paying for the cable, you're not going to get it in that way. And we know a lot of people aren't going to pay for the cable.
I worked away into something. I just remembered.
Nice.
I got an email from YouTube TV yesterday. It tells me that YouTube TV has canceled their negotiations with Disney TV. So they're dropping all the channels on YouTube. All Disney channels, ESPN included.
Oh, dear.
So I'm glad I got that app now because I have nothing, dude.
Well, and for now, we've talked about this before, too. It's like this. I mean, they say they're not negotiating more, but this is just another negotiation tactic.
Well, they say in their letter, they're very nice. They say we are continuing our negotiating to give you the best, and blow smoke up your ass.
Right. And the idea is that, they want people to get vocal and mad about it. Because I saw it happen before, too, when the one that I really remember a lot of was DirecTV and Viacom. Like they had a fight because it went on for a while and there was like months where you couldn't get those specific channels. And it's insane how those deals work. And like I've said from the beginning of this whole thing, back well before but when like people first started, quote, cutting the cord, it's like, you'll save money now, but these guys are always going to get their money back. Like these corporations and companies,
they know what they're doing.
They're going to figure it out. And now what do you pay for all the streamers combined with X, Y, and Z? It is a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting to me.
Yeah. And it's what's cool. Well, it's cool, but just what's even more interesting is now with this whole new Nielsen thing and the data changing and the new numbers, it's a whole new interesting level of it. And then it also kind of proves what a lot of people have said too about the Nielsen numbers. How accurate were they? I mean, what is it? 1 out of every 100, they were saying like one was 100,000 or whatever with the numbers. Like you got Nicola Piccolo's put some pretty,
and the only industry that's gone down is wrestling. Everything else has gone up. Everything. Football's up, NBA's up, wrestling's way down.
Well, for sports, I thought I forget what I saw, but I forget if it was sitcoms or drama. But again, that's what people watch. People just DVR that stuff or watch it later or watch it through streaming. And
live sports.
I mean, that's all that really that's really all you can gauge anything on for what people are watching in the moment, because no one's going to tune into sports after the fact. It's
not when it's live, not when you have Twitter and you can find out what happened 3 seconds after the play's over.
Nope, exactly. That's why when my English soccer team plays the super early morning games, what I will do is I will wake up and just not even look at my phone. I'll get up and then put watch it on my DVR through Peacock or whatever, because I can't wake up at 4 to watch the game, but I'll watch it at 8. And like every now and then I'm not quite awake and I'll forget and pull my phone out and it's blown every time.
Yeah, wrestling's feeling it, because I just saw before we came on, I saw the NXT numbers and they're bad, which means Dynamite's gonna be terrible.
Right, and both of them had the World Series. I saw SmackDown last Friday. I forget what the number was, but it was up surprisingly with where it was, because with how USA had been, and I feel like they put that into the show. The show was definitely
was that a day off for the World Series that day? That Friday? I think the playoffs were. I think it was at layover time. I
don't remember. You might be right.
I think so.
I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah.
But
I know. Yeah, and the World Series definitely has had an impact for sure, and it's going to definitely impact them tonight. No, they weren't, because remember that was game 1 of the World Series was last Friday. We talked about it going into it. That's right.
Yeah, the least important of the games. Yeah,
right. Exactly. These as where tonight's game is in a clinching game. Like those ones, the ratings always go up, even for people who don't care as much. Especially maybe early they might be okay, but if that game gets good, it starts getting close. Like, I mean, that's playoff.
Hopefully, it's
baseball.
not like that one game that took 18 innings. I got suckered into that thing like you wouldn't believe.
Good Lord, man!
I tuned in at the bottom of the ninth. Okay, and I'm like, all right. I took a nap and I woke up at the bottom of the ninth. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll stick around till this game ends.
Right.
1 o'clock in the morning, my time. I'm still up.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, you came in thinking you were going to watch a half inning, maybe 2 or 3. You end up watching the full game, the second game. Oh man. Yeah, it made me think of, what was it? The 2018 World Series when it was the Red Sox and the Dodgers. And there was, I think it was 17, maybe 16 inning game, whatever that was. And the Dodgers won that game. And yeah, it's just, God, that's so long. And luckily, I guess for them, they're on the West Coast, so it's not as late.
People are still there that whole time.
Oof, yeah.
Think about that for a minute. I'm going to share a story. I'll share a story with you.
Please.
I was a Sabres season ticket holder for like 5 years. We split with 4 guys. So me and my friend, we went to the Buffalo, New Jersey playoff game. And the game went to 4 overtimes. It was a playoff game, so obviously you had to finish it. It was 0. I think it was a 0-0 game going into these overtimes, and Buffalo scored at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Oh, sitting there the whole time. Yeah. This is prior to my knees, prior to my operation, so I was still fidgety. But I couldn't imagine sitting there now for more than an hour and 2 hours. I couldn't do it.
I know. That's, more power to those folks. And then you think of like, they closed the concession stands after. I know in baseball, it's usually after
that was the other thing too.
Yeah.
Yes, midway through the third period, they shut them down.
Right.
So you still had the third, the first overtime, the second, the third, and the fourth. So you had another game, and it was ridiculous.
And there's the intermissions in between them. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that's an endurance trial right there. No, that
was rough.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But the Sabres won the game, so
that's the other thing too. Is if you're going to be like the hometown team, could you imagine you stay that whole time and watch your hometown team lose?
I would have assassinated somebody on the way out.
Right?
Not
just
really.
Waiting for the Devils fan to say something. Just come on. No, yeah. That's playoff sports. That's what it's all about. And that's
how do you want to segue this into Raw?
Well, first off, I was going to segue into. I was trying to figure out a way of doing something different, but WWE announced that they're doing their European tour before the Royal Rumble this year, as they did it before. Yeah, because it did not work, and it's one of those things that, like, when Mania season, it really affected that part of it, where you can't, because Mania season technically starts at the Rumble, so building up to that, you can still have great shows, and I'm sure they'll still sell out all of these shows. Was it 11 shows? Yeah,
because we were. I was animate about it last year. Mm-hmm. I was saying that they just destroyed all their international people coming to Vegas by doing this tour. No one's going to pay $200 for a ticket and then go to Vegas a week later. That ain't going to happen unless you're loaded.
Well, yeah. Well, and some people do. I mean, some people, that's their
I would guarantee if we got the inside track that foreign attendees were way off from the year before. Way off.
Maybe you could be right for sure. And if there was, this is the smart way to do it. Cause then, you're doing Vegas again. So people that did miss out last year, if they had that serious FOMO, I mean, I know they just put out like the first batches of tickets and I heard they sold really, really well. I didn't look into it because I'm not interested. I'd be interested in going on somebody else's dime. Speaking of which, donate to the show.
Truth be told, I got a call from Connecticut about 2 weeks ago on my phone. I recognized the area code, but I wasn't sure who it was. And when I answered, it was a mysterious WWE employee, and he wanted to know about this little theory. And I explained it. He said, "You know what, George, you're right. So we're going to do it this way."
Better than, "Hey, pal." Oh, God.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Or maybe he called you from the Merritt Parkway right before he got into a oh man. But no, I just thought this like we don't break a lot of news here and talk about those type of money stories. I just thought this was interesting because like this is where WWE, I mean, in many ways they outshine AEW or any other competition, but in this way specifically, like they learn from their mistakes, they try to improve, they're willing to take risks, and they know how to Yeah, I think this is a great call. It makes a lot of sense. That everybody gets to do the holidays and New Year's back home, and then go right over to.
They're going to Poland. That's a first.
Is it?
I've never heard of WWE ever going to Poland.
I'm sure they probably have at some point.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, because obviously like the German one, like we've seen them in Germany and Scotland. You know, Denmark's a good one too, and those ones are house shows too. That Poland show's a house show, so that would make sense. I mean, it doesn't it's not too surprising in that sense of it. But I mean, hey, there's always going to be a demand. There's always going to be some sort of demand for it. Good for them, you know. That's exciting to see. Might be the first time they've ever been there. I have no idea. But yeah, at least wanted to bring that up. Thought it was a good. I thought it was.
They've been there a few times in Gdansk, which is where they're at there. I think. Can't tell.
Yeah, yeah.
They've been there They've been there a few times. It said so.
That makes.
I was wrong.
No, good for them. I mean, for house show, I know because back in the even in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era and all that, they would do European tours, but we would only see like quick pictures of it, and they didn't really put that much information about it because people didn't care as much. But I mean, they just did that Japan tour on the way back from Australia.
Yeah, from what it said, it was WWF that always went to Poland.
Okay,
not the new W. So this is the first time I was right. Technically speaking, WWE's first time there.
Yeah, I mean, first time I would have thought they might have done because I knew they did some tours in like the late the early 2000s, like 2008 through 10 or 11. But no, I just thought it was interesting they were doing it before the Rumble this year as supposed to leading up to Mania. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we can at least cover most of Monday Night Raw, at least kind of run through what happened. I thought, you know, they had to kind of start off with Jay and Punk. Like they've got to billboard this because that match is literally tomorrow. It's crazy that Saturday night's main event came up that quick. Like I just
all this stuff comes up fast.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And then this one was obviously they had to do some sort of pivot because this was clearly wasn't the plan, but they had to do that for Seth. I also shout out to the guy there on the right above Jay's head with the We Heart Larry sign. Always like that. I mean, this is a good back exchange promo. I mean, they're billboarding this match as best they can. You know, Punk said some things to Jay and Jay came back. I do feel like they're trying to, I mean, I guess people are going to be more rooting for Punk in this match. It's definitely a babyface match, but
yeah,
fun. Right? It's kind of like that's where I'm at. I'll be interested to see in the crowd where is it? Utah? Yeah, I have no idea how Utah.
I could see them being obviously hyped for the beginning with Jay, and then turn their attention to Punk once the match starts.
Okay, kind of like what happened with Seth, where people do the whoa whoas, and then they start booing him. That could work. Yeah, no, that would make sense. But I don't see any way Punk loses this match. It doesn't really make any sense to me unless Jay goes full heel for whatever reason in the
match. That would make no sense to me.
Right. I feel like he's got to lose. Like if they're gonna turn him heel, this is just like another chapter in that story. This helps push him further into that. I don't think he just goes heel, but it'll be fun. But I feel like Punk has to win this match. I don't really see any other outcome.
No,
which probably means I'll be wrong, right? Right.
It would make no. It would just make no sense to me. Like we talked about on yesterday's show, it makes no sense for something to happen. So just do the obvious.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's exactly what that's why there's not many talking points to it because what else can it be? Like we'll see. Well, that'll be the other part of Spaces on Sunday as we'll talk about SmackDown and we'll talk about Saturday night's main event, and we'll either talk about they made the right decision or what the was that. I also did like the segment backstage with Dom and the Judgment Day where he's trying to get help with Rusev and Penta, and they're like, dude, you cost us our belts. F off. Clearly they're breaking him up, and I mean it's crazy, and I know that some people are like, how's Dom become a babyface? Because he has. I don't have another answer for that. I love the guy. It's great. I think he'll be a great babyface once he does, but still maybe be like a shit babyface. I know there's
never going to be it's never going to be a babyface. Look up Eddie Guerrero. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, exact thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was the lie, cheat, and steal time. I mean, when Eddie won the title, he was a babyface. There's babyface moments, but he's still, that's it. You just got to be the sneaky babyface.
There's no turn even needed. Zero.
Yeah, he just continues to be how he is because people are already cheering him.
Dude, when he goes to Mexico for AAA, the place is bonkers.
They go nuts. And this was right. This one was in Southern California. This was in Anaheim. So they were cheering him. What was it? 12,400 tickets distributed. They were cheering on Dom, which I mean, it's great to see. The match with
Penta, how small Roxanne actually is.
Oh yeah, she's tough. Well, I mean, and Raquel's huge. Yeah, no, Roxy's she's like 5'1". Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. But I mean, that's what are you gonna do? She's a female wrestlers, and they don't have to be that tall.
She's done well, actually. She's done quite well, because when she first started, I was like, God dang, this girl's small.
That's how I felt when I first started. No, and it's funny you say that, because that's how I was with her on NXT. Because when I first started watching it last year, like every single week, she was the champion, and I was just like, well, I'm with it. And then maybe 3-4 weeks, I'm like, okay. And then whatever, I forget which PLE it was, but her match is like, okay, this girl rocks. I get it. I see it. And then she's only improved and gone better since.
Just takes some time to get used to when she hits the rope. She hits the middle rope, not the top.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Because she doesn't want to hit the back of her head.
It's weird to see, though.
You don't want to give yourself a concussion. Yeah. You're right. Penta versus Rusev in the who did Tony fumble harder match. This was fun. I mean, you knew where it was going to end, but I mean, these are two professionals. They're hard hitting. They beat the crap out of each other. I mean, ow, that's a great shot of the Machka kick. I thought it was fun. Penta hits the driver. It looks like he's going to win. And then the Tres Americanos come out and attack, which perfect. All right, Dom can't get to Judgment Day to help him. I'll go get these goofs to help me. Like,
this is gonna be interesting when Chad comes back.
Right. That was my one talking point on this, is what's gonna happen when Chad comes back, which I'd be very, very interested to see how they pull this off. I'm sure they've already got a good plan in mind for it, but I don't know. That's
he can go several different ways.
Exactly. Like he can team up and like not care and thank him for it, or they can both just still go back and forth, or they can have like the Undertaker versus Underfaker type of thing. There's a lot of options, and I am here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
Either way, I think they go with Chad's El Grande ends up turning like a big fan favorite, and the other ones are the bad guys.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah. I can see that. That would make a lot of sense. Especially because there's just this kind of pull for people to want to cheer for the El Grande Americano gimmick, and that would be a good way of doing it for sure.
And again, huge in AAA. When El Grande Americano shows up there, bonkers times 5. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I thought I was told that it was so offensive and that they were all gonna hate it.
They sing the song when
they love it.
They sing with them. It's ridiculous. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I honestly think like the first time that they did it in AAA and it got so over, I think that's probably why they invested so much more into the. I feel like that was. After that, they realized and they really ramped up the Americano stuff. Unfortunately, Gable got hurt right after that, so he couldn't be a part of it. But I feel like that was you start getting more Americanos and more.
Yeah, this wasn't planned. There's no way this was planned prior to Chad going down. Once Chad goes down, they have to freaking get their thinking hats on. Yeah, and they came up with this whole bit. This is great.
It's a you got to play the hand that you're dealt, and they're playing it amazingly. I loved it. I think it's great. I'm excited to see where it goes from it for sure. But yeah, no, the one note that I had about this match written down was what happens when Gable comes back. LA Knight cutting a promo in the back, like this is where I'm starting to get worried. Like you've said it before, like what are they doing in this? Like he keeps going for the title and losing. Like you can't. I don't know. I mean, he's still over. People still say people still cheer. People still love the guy, but how much longer?
He looks like a lighter version of The Rock, don't he?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I just saw it when it came up. I go, what? Yeah, with the picture of The Rock up here, and I realized it wasn't. I did. Seriously.
No, with the vest for sure. And the glasses. And I mean, even the scars kind of up in the
I think time may have passed. I think time may have passed him on this. I think they blew it on this one.
You may be right. The thing is, the fans haven't turned yet, so there's still there. But I'm with you. I don't know. I I don't.
I kind of forgot he's there. I know he's there, and I appreciate I like his work and stuff. But
right.
At this point, when you see him, you're like, oh yeah, he's on the show still. Oh yeah,
it's kind of like, where do you go? No, I fully get it, and that's why. That's the only reason I even brought this up, was so we could kind of at least bring that point up of just like, what? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I shouldn't be thinking what I'm thinking. That's all.
Thinking. What I did like backstage is anytime that we have Breaker and Heyman interacting. I mean, I like Bronson Reed too, but let's be real. I've said from the beginning of the whole Vision thing, that's the pairing. That is what this is for, is Breaker and Heyman to for Breaker to sit under Heyman's learning tree, which, as we'll see when they have when Breaker's match later, it was great. But I love this stuff. I think
you get 2 for 1 under this tree.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah,
Bronson Reed just sits there and absorbs it by proxy.
Yep, and becomes a bigger star in the entire process with it, and that's where. And I still laugh when people were talking about how he was floundering whenever ago, and Triple H in one night had him tsunami Seth Rollins 6 times, and then in a month he just kept tsunami beating the crap out of people, and then he joined the Bloodline. Like, it's been a star ever since. Then he got hurt after the Bloodline and came back.
He got hurt, and I was like, oh man, this is all gonna go down the toilet. They brought him. They brought him back well. Like,
yeah,
when you see somebody come back from that, because he just got to the top. I mean, he was just there, and then that happens. You're like, feel sorry for the guy, and you're like,
and he misses.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way he can get back to that point, and he did. Good for him.
And then, it's funny you say, because you're exactly right. You think there's no way he can get back from that. And then he's the first person to pin Roman Reigns, aside from Cody, in the last 6 years or whatever. Like, okay, yeah, no, they've done it right. That's where I know not everything Triple H does is great. I mean, not even most of it sometimes, but he's got the right plans and the right things. I know people, I think it's just in general, like, it's a habit that people want to shoot down the booking because Vince forever, and I get that, but Triple H knows what he's doing, and that kind of stuff proves it in my eyes with it. And I mean,
throw that on his plate, and plus what you mentioned earlier about these numbers, the new charts and stuff.
Yeah,
you gotta really wrap it up. He really does.
Right. Well, and I mean, literally, Mania season is around the corner. I mean, like, let's be real. November starts tomorrow, and then we've got, November, the holidays, it's January, and then it's Mania, or then it's the Royal Rumble, and then it's Mania. So,
I was thinking of something weird yesterday, or actually today. That's funny. If you remember, you were young. You were old enough to remember this. Growing up, when it became daylight savings time, it would be all over the news, like the leading story of the news. Don't forget to turn back your clocks, this and that. Today's society, man, it just does it for you.
I was just going to say, everything does it for you. Yeah.
Like, you wake up in the morning, unless you have a 1975 clock radio like I do, then, you got to turn that back. I turn back my wind-up clock that I keep in the living room just in case shit goes sour. I got my clock radio, which is ancient. I've had it since I was 12 years old.
Jesus.
I got it when I was 15. Yeah, I got it when I was 15 years old. I got it, and I still have it.
Don't make them like they used to.
Nope. And I do my stove and my microwave. That's it. Everything else is done. It's like, you don't got to worry about resetting your alarm or nothing. It's just amazing to me. I'm sorry. I'm feeling like an old.
No. Well, it's funny because you say all that, because actually for me, none of that really applies, because I have to now remember that Eastern time is 2 hours away from me instead of 3. Like, on Sunday, I'm going to be like probably rip-roaring and ready to go at 5:05 p.m. Eastern, or 5:05 p.m. my time. But it now needs to be 6:05 because, that's what Arizona does. We moved to Mountain Time. So, but it's good for me now because now I don't have to like for me, SmackDown tonight starts at 5 p.m. That is too early for me to want to sit down and watch SmackDown. 6 o'clock, I can get, that hour makes all the difference. So
makes sense.
Hopefully we just stop doing daylight savings time. I don't really get it. Like, especially with the places that have to have where it gets dark at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
No.
Right here.
Yeah, and that's rough, dude. I lived in Massachusetts for a couple of years, and it'd be 3:45, and I'm seeing a sunset. What's going on?
This is my time. This is I appreciate gaining the hour's sleep, but for the whole time frame, my body is just not used to it. I like
just gonna say it's not worth it.
Yeah. My body takes a beating this time of year. It really does. It's just funny how it works.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Welcome to the boomer segment. Sorry.
Well, no, it's great. I'm glad you guys, because I didn't get, there wasn't pictures that I could find of because they went to commercial after this, and then they came back and they had a good video package of Asuka 10 years in the WWE, and then the Judgment Day talking to Adam Pearce, and Pearce lets Dom know that he's going to have to face both Penta and Rusev since he messed up that match, which obviously we all saw coming, and it makes it easier for Dom to cheat to win in the triple threat. So
hey,
I love it.
Do you like what they're doing with Asuka and Kairi Sane?
I do. I like them as heels.
Explain why you do.
Because I like Asuka. I like the heel Asuka where she's just vicious and a crazy bitch. And eventually Kairi's going to turn on her, and those should be some good matches out of it. So I like that part of it, like where they did at the end of it. And I also think it'll work out now with what they do at the end of the show. That'll help set them up for a feud for the women's tag titles. They'll lose that. Asuka will blame Kairi, and Kairi will probably snap. I don't know exactly when, but I kind of feel like it's going to end up with either the two of them or a triple threat of the Japanese ladies at Mania, which would be awesome.
No triple threats.
What I want is a singles match, but I could see them. But I could also see it not. Like, it would be great to just have it be Kairi versus Asuka, not for a title. I mean, that was kind of the cool thing about Jade and Naomi this year, was that it was two, black singles wrestlers, not for a title. Like, there wasn't a title involved. That's, it was just the story. And you could easily do that with Asuka and Kairi. And I hope that's where that's going. So, yeah, I like that part of it.
Right,
it's not like, I'm not like dying for it, but I think it's enjoyable, and I was happy to see them at the end of the show too.
I didn't like the beginning of it. I didn't like the beginning of the story, but I'm kind of picking up on it now.
I get you. Yeah, there was parts of it that were a little bit. Yeah, there was parts that were a little bit rough, and then you kind of have to just get over the top acting with it. The way I look at it is I'm just assuming like that's kind of what Japanese soap operas or Japanese TV dramas are like, and that's why they're acting that way, and I'm okay with it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
But when I watch wrestling, when I watch anything that I'm trying to be entertained by, I want to be entertained. So I'm trying to like it better, which back to the AEW reviews, which is why I try real hard to like those shows and I can't. I do my best though, because there are parts that I like. Speaking of things I'm not the biggest fan of, the Bellas. I mean, I will say Nikki's getting better. You could tell she's trying. I feel like she's like spending time in the PC. She understands like, oh, I'm not up to snuff. And Roxanne does make her look good, but
she does not look her age. That's for sure.
Oh no, that's really for sure. Good. That's for sure.
I noticed when she came out this time, especially like even in midair, you can tell she's trimmed up a bit too.
Yeah, that's where I feel like she came back thinking that she was going to have to do a little more work, and then realized very quickly, oh no, the women's division
she gassed out in that match. Remember, she looked like she was ready to pass out like 5 minutes into it. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And now she can go. So good.
And it's funny, and I feel like she wasn't on TV for a little bit of time. Like they knew. Get the cardio back, and to her credit, she has. I felt like now, like I said, a lot of this was Roxanne and Raquel, but they also made this work to where Raquel gets involved, Roxanne gets the win, they start beating her up so that Stephanie Becker can come out and make the save, which that's the match set for Raw this Monday.
She's almost too thin. That picture there, her in the background, she looks really thin. Wow, I didn't realize it was that bad. Oh, never mind. I just noticed that too. Like the other day when I noticed Julia Hart, I noticed that too. I can tell.
Yeah. Julia, you can see like her ribs and her hips, and there's at least still a little bit of meat on Nikki. Yeah, no, Julia Hart, like you said, there's a reason she wears the long pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then crazy Bailey backstage. Like every time I see this, I just think of Dr. Gina and that conversation and watching that. And as we said then, this has been great for Bailey. This is giving her something different to do. It's not just the same old shit that she was doing, and it's interesting with it. And I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go, but I'm interested in it. I'm watching it for sure. And I
don't think they know where it's going to go. It just goes.
Right. And you can, that kind of works. Right. And we'll see how it kind of plays out, how the people react to it. Yeah, no, it's but yeah, she got them matching jackets for their tag match against the tag champions. So that was it'll be interesting.
The hair color was a nice touch.
Yeah, no, for sure. Jimmy and Jay kind of made up as well, which is good. Them feuding is weird, but I do think it's going to end up with Jay. If they're going to turn him heel, that'll be the heel. He turns on Jimmy.
I do not want to see a singles match between these two guys.
I don't know if there'll be a singles match for it. At least not until I just think he's going to turn on him, and they're going to.
That'd be fine. Just let it go. Don't have a match. That's fine.
Well, if they have a match too, I still think that WrestleMania match was just they wanted to do too much in that 10 minutes. They gave them 10 minutes. They had to shorten that match down. That was they tried to go Young Buck style and do all the moves in their 5-minute time. Now this match was a lot of fun. Breaker versus Knight. I mean, like we said, I like LA Knight. He's a good wrestler, but this was really all just about, let's be real. This is a showcase for Braun to beat up somebody who is a star, like that was.
Yeah, but they just keep putting on him being LA Knight in a position to lose every time. Like, going in, there's no way he can win unless it's a DQ or something. Going in unless you're a moron. No offense to morons. Sorry.
No offense to any morons in the crowd. No, I'm with you. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. Now, I mean, there was moments where like LA Knight kind of would have a little bit of shine, but I mean, look at Braun. Like, look at the shit he can do. He just the power moves, the agility, the height he can get. Like, good Lord. And then, but what happened was LA Knight gets out of the way from the spear, and then he starts to focus on Bronson Reed outside the ring, and that's what costs him. It ends up being, the numbers game, and he gets destroyed. I mean,
I gotta be honest with you. If I'm not sure how much money it would take for me to take one of those, because they don't look like they're easy. Let's just go with that.
I mean, how can you? Okay. Yeah, exactly. I've never seen how a spear could be.
He runs the ropes at 22 miles an hour. He was topped out at 23. Okay. Think about, now you're going to stand there and take that.
Oh, no.
And it's a work. I mean, you're taking a move. No.
Uh-huh. It's, when they talk about stuff where it's like you can't fake gravity when you drop. You can't fake speed. I mean, I'm sure there's a way, I'm sure he's not fully diving like you would for, I don't know. I really don't. I've never understood
how do you lighten up? There's no, if you think about it, think about you running your fastest, going to spear your wife and then taking it easy to get the last second. You can't do it.
No, you're right. No, I've never fully understood the idea behind it, but it's fun to watch. But I'm with you. No, I don't. That's why this picture is why I grabbed it, because holy shit.
And not that you would ever want to spear your wife. I don't condone that.
No. I get you. No. But I mean, at my age, I don't want to spear anybody because I'll probably land and snap something on the way down. But but even look at Heyman's face in the picture. Like, even Heyman's shocked by it still, because I mean, Breaker's just he's literally they throw the term around too much, and I don't like to say it, but he really is a generational talent. Like, he just is. Yeah, no, and that was fun. And then we get back to my time where Dom gets screwed backstage. Doesn't get screwed, but gets put in the triple threat match. And then I
like how they use Adam Pearce, by the way.
Yes,
I do like. I like him and Aldous. They work. They have a very nice role they have, and it's perfectly done by both guys.
And what's great is I feel like the problem with Pearce that he had was when he was doing both shows. Yeah. You end up it's too much. He stretched too thin.
100%.
Right. And he just ends up getting walked over. As where now with this, you can go back and forth and they can compare to each other. And
even if, when he was doing the both shows, that's strenuous on him, and kayfabe wise,
Yeah, for sure.
He's spread a little thin mentally and stuff. He can't give it his all on both shows. It's tough to do because they're in different parts of the country and stuff.
Right. And I mean, that's a hell of a trick. I mean, the way they do the shows now is, I don't think they do that. They used to do the house shows where it was like he worked on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they were off, and then the other people worked Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And Pierce is doing all of it. But
for AEW fans out there, picture Bryan Danielson doing that.
Oh,
which I've said before, I'm not going to stop.
Please don't. No, but I feel like the longer he's on commentary, the worse that ends up looking. But it's AEW. You can just wash it under the rug.
Go back to Adam Pearce for a second.
Just want to see something. Oh yeah, give me a second. Hang on.
Just want to check on something. If you go back and you look at it, just put like Brian. You don't have to do it. Just put Brian Danielson. Put Brian Danielson's face in there with a suit.
Yeah.
Now picture Brian Danielson's head. It fits.
Yeah, no, and like I said, he can still get the intensity and yell at people. There's also still like the presence, and like that ability to be able to lay the foot, put the hammer down, put his foot down, and people are going to listen to him. And like he's strong. Yeah, no, that's what Pearce works.
I gotta be honest with you, it would make AEW much more enjoyable to watch.
It absolutely would. It would make it a much more enjoyable show, and it would make it a much more believable show with a lot of that stuff. Instead of like where Tony Schiavone just gets told in his ear, "Oh yeah, the match has been made official by Tony Khan." Like, no, have Danielson come out and cut the promo. Yeah, no, you said it.
There's one thing Danielson's good at. It's communication to the crowd.
Yes,
I'm 100% behind that.
Yes, and he's confident in doing that. You can hear he's not confident on the mic with commentary. Like he's great. Yeah, no, it would work so well, and he could be passionate, scream at people, be the boss. No, I would love it. And he's already you're good because you've got the cachet that he did it in WWE. Like Tony loves that stuff. I'm not sure why. Yeah, no, you said it like was it our second or third ever live show, and I was like, God damn it, that's the best thing I've ever heard. I wish it would happen. It should absolutely. But yeah, then we had Sheamus and JD McDonough in the Irishman versus Irishman match.
Yeah, this was
and even Finn. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you knew this was gonna be a battle. Like, let's be real. Sheamus goes hard. We've said both of us are big fans of JD McDonough, the most underrated guy in WWE.
I'm surprised he did all this stuff, though. I really was.
Yeah, but I was surprised. I wasn't surprised that he won the way they did it because I just assumed that Sheamus. I thought that Finn was going to get sent to the back and that Sheamus was going to get the win to further keep pushing down the Judgment Day so that they can get mad at Dom or whatever. But this makes sense so they can kind of also still show like, no, we're strong and we could beat Sheamus. And goddamn, JD McDonough is awesome.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. Like I said, I'm surprised he actually not agreed, but took place in a hard hitting match like this because Sheamus isn't really. Not going to lay it in hard.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, he wanted to help out his fellow Irishman, I feel like JD McDonough, sure. I feel like he's just one of those guys that doesn't say no to much.
Doesn't seem like he's a good dude. Yeah, he seems like tell me what you want. Tell me what you want, and I'll do it.
Yep. Where do you want me, boss? Let's go. I can do it. And so far, he's aside from the couple injuries, but we've seen him come back from those and be a great star. And then the main event was, Lyra and Bayley versus the tag champs of Charlotte and Alexa. This match was fine. It was what it was. You're back and forth, some hard hitting stuff with it from the girl. Like I all talented wrestlers for their own good, but you're kind of waiting you knew something was going to happen. Back and forth. And then eventually, I thought this picture was great.
Yeah, Alexa can fly.
Yeah, and this works very well for what they're doing, for what they are as teams with it, where Charlotte's the better wrestler, Alexa's talented with her. It's I've always liked the tag teams that had one bigger talent and one smaller talent, but it all ended up coming down to where the Kabuki Warriors come out and attack them, and like we were saying earlier, that makes a lot of sense to have them feud for the tag team for the women's tag belts, and then lose. Asuka can keep pushing down Kairi, and eventually Kairi fights back. I feel like that should be at Mania, but I don't know.
You think?
But I think that works for their story.
I don't know if this is fact or not, but I guarantee almost that this match here was the reason we got the ending match at Dynamite the other night.
Maybe. You're probably right. I didn't think about that. Shit, because this was already announced. You're right. You're probably right. Because Tony, he's very, very.
Oh, they're putting women in the main event? We'll put women in the main event.
Yeah, and he did that before too with, I forget what it was recently, but they did something. Or even like when Jeff Jarrett was like, oh, I'm going to go on my retirement tour, like right after John Cena had said it. Like that's Tony's biggest problem is he's just reactionary. He's not.
No, I don't know that for a fact. But.
He's reactive, not proactive. We don't know it for a fact, but I'm just, all we can talk about is what we've seen. That's all. And just from what I've seen,
Yeah, it just seemed obvious on this one to me that there's definitely had some correlation with the old Dynamite main event.
Oh, and then the mixed tag too, where they had, after Punk and AJ Lee and Becky and Seth, then they had a mixed tag. What, the next Dynamite or the Dynamite after?
Yeah.
Like,
just coincidence? I think not.
That's it. Like, it's just it's too obvious, Tony, but I mean, and we know he doesn't have any originality. I mean, really, you're gonna call it Fright Night? Like, that's your bet.
That was awesome.
Just but it was a good Raw. I enjoyed it. I thought sets up well for this weekend. I'm curious what will happen on SmackDown tonight to further the couple other matches there. And what is all on Saturday night's main event? What is that card? Give me 1 second.
I'm assuming only 4 or 5 matches.
I was gonna say, I feel like they're usually 4.
No, it's not on NBC, right?
I think they're just on Peacock now.
Just on Peacock and Netflix for the international folks.
Yes,
because they said they weren't going to have it on YouTube for and international would not be on YouTube this time.
So okay, well that's all right. So maybe they've changed it. Per Wikipedia, it says on Peacock in the US and YouTube in most other.
Yeah, they switched that. It's not that this time.
That I'm not surprised by it. So yeah, right now it's 4 matches: Punk and Jay, Cody and Drew, Tiffany and Jade, Dominic versus Penta and Rusev. So 4 title matches.
Well, this Tiffany and Jade match will be interesting because now Jade's a heel. So now we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, and
last time they got together, it wasn't so good.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like part of that was because I feel like this is better for Jade. Jade Unleashed. She can be a full heel, which with that, I kind of think she needs to win. So we'll see. Should be a good show. Should be a good show for sure. So yeah, we will review SmackDown before on Sunday Night Spaces at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. We will review SmackDown and Saturday night's main event at the start of it, and then get into any other topics we want to talk about. But might as well at least cover NXT quickly here before we get out.
NXT obviously had with the World Series. NXT did 527, which is I've never seen their number that low, but I'm sure they know what's going on. They're not stupid,
right? No, for sure. And
so they didn't really throw a lot at us during this episode.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that's why their setup is it not the next week, but the week after is the first one of their back-to-back shows at the theater at Madison Square Garden, the Gold Rush. That's what it was. Couldn't think of the name, NXT Gold Rush, and that makes sense too because they're far enough away from the World Series, but you're before Thanksgiving. But
as a programmer or as anything. If you're going against a heavy competition, you're just going to ease your foot off the gas pedal a little bit and let it pass and then hit the throttle again.
Right. Which, I mean, we've seen when AEW went up against NXT the last 2 times, both times on 2, because they moved on Tuesday. When you move off your night, especially with wrestling, you're going to lose your audience a lot of times. And then is there anything else going on with it? Like we talked about with the, World Series or any other sports, but I thought they did well enough too with this where they're setting themselves up for it. Kind of is setting up for Gold Rush because that's the 18th and the 25th. So yeah, they got 2 weeks, 2 more NXTs until that, and that's also including AAA people and TNA people. So that should be interesting, and I'm excited to watch that for sure. But I thought this was a good setup for them. Trick comes out talking crap. Ricky comes running out for him. I'm wondering, I don't know. I keep thinking Trick's gonna put somebody over and go up, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with this one. I've
been thinking about that ever since you said it, and I keep coming up with, okay, where am I gonna put him, and what story am I gonna put him in with? And I can't come up with anything. That's the problem.
I had one, and they gave it to Ilya, which is fine. Well, it was. I that's where I was kind of leading towards was that.
They weren't.
I guess not. But I mean, by the end of this show with the match that they have set up for that could also be a good way to get rid of him. So I'm not sure because the whole point was that the thread running through the show was that Ricky and Tricky wanted to kill each other, which is cool. I mean, that does make it fun. It makes it personal. They're both very passionate and very good at what they do. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I think that'll be fun. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, this was.
What's your trip?
I mean, if you were going to pick an episode not to watch, and you wanted to watch the World Series, this would be the one because you're not missing a lot. Like there's not.
Yeah.
You're missing some basic stuff, but this can be recapped in 2 minutes.
I was going to say, and they do very well with they do very well with those on NXT on YouTube. Like they're called the full highlight episodes, and they're great. Like anytime I've missed the shows or haven't been able to watch them because I was traveling or whatever, WWE does great with those. And I didn't watch this one because I watched the show live, but I'm sure they probably covered it well because, like you said, they know they know where the audience was. They know that people were watching the World Series, and I don't know if people can DVR the broadcast channels. That I don't know if that counts like it does with cable, but then we had Jasper Troy versus Axiom in a speed match. I mean, they're pushing Jasper Troy to the moon. They see a lot in him. He does like the black hole slam. He does the world's strongest slam. I don't
think Jasper Troy should be used in a speed match. That's all.
I think that was just so you kick the crap out of Axiom. Yeah.
I don't think he's a speed. I think he's a good talent. He's great. Shouldn't be in a 3-minute match. Should be in like.
Well, I think that might be the other reason why they don't want to overexpose him either. Because I mean, he's very, very green, but obviously there's a lot of talent in there, and the company sees a ton in him, and I'm excited to see where that goes. This was the segment that I was probably the most intriguing with it, because with Soul giving up her speed title and Zarya being pissed about it. I mean, they were already kind of teasing that they were going to separate from. Obviously now it won't be till Soul comes back, but I thought that was interesting of how they did this, and Soul hands over the title and Zarya pouts and storms away. And then they cut to some stuff later that we'll talk about as we go through the show. But I thought it was good. I'm very intrigued with what they do. And I just feel bad for Soul because she got so damn over. And we talked about it previously. Knee injuries are scary. I think it's the other knee.
They're keeping her on TV, though. That says something. They're keeping her on.
For now, I'm wondering if they'll continue to keep her on after this. I was wondering, I don't know if this was like a send-off with it. We'll see. I feel bad for her, but I'm excited to see what they do with Zarya. I think this is kind of like her time to shine out of it. And she's already been feuding with people online and stuff, so we'll see where it goes. The Tatum Paxley title celebration was fun to watch. I'm still surprised that she won the title, especially after picking it up with not being the champion at the last episode of NXT before the weekend. But good for her, man. They're clearly telling a different story here with Izzy Dane, and I think even Spears is probably supporting Izzy Dane, I think, with it. But I thought it was fun. She spins she has the little wheel here with everybody's name on it. Spins the wheel,
make the deal.
Ooh. Yeah. At least this wasn't like the crazy matches with it, where it was just who you're going to face in a regular match. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to face you in a.
I just watched that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I told you yesterday I was watching all the Halloween Havocs, and now
what year is that
where they spin the wheel, man. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, and what year? And like, isn't it like obvious that the wheel is rigged?
Like,
yeah. Like, I mean, I know when you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to have them rigged, but it's like slow it down first. I feel like I remember like that would like tick 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 and just stop on whatever it wanted to.
You know what? The only thing that was never rigged that I honestly believe was never rigged was that Taboo Tuesday thing they did.
Oh yeah, no, those definitely were not rigged. Yeah, no, those definitely were not. I went to one of those.
I can never say definitely.
Well, at least okay, you're right. But usually by now somebody would have spilled the beans.
Exactly.
And I feel like everybody, when they talk about it, was like, not like with the one where Shelton Benjamin was picked. Like you could see in his face, he's like, wait, I gotta go. What? And obviously back then too, you could call matches in the ring too. So that I went to a Cyber Sunday. Was it 2008? Maybe like CM Punk was on the cover of the DVD. Whenever I went to pay-per-views, I'd buy the DVD of it. It was interesting. It wasn't that great, and you could kind of tell why they went away, but it was fun. And then they had the backstage stuff with Ren Sinclair and excuse me. And what is her name? I forget. Oh, Kendall. That was fun. I really like this stuff.
Kendall at all.
She's the Evolve champion. I'm only familiar with what I've seen her on this, where it kind of seems like because Charlie Dempsey's over in Japan, Ren's kind of like running the NQCC, and so she's just kind of hyping her up. And really, it was just to get her in I'm not exactly sure how Lash earned the title match, but that was what this was for, so that she could have the title match with Lash. And I do like how they involve evolve in NXT, because that's kind of the right. I'm just glad I didn't stumble over that. I was really afraid about on that one. But how they've been able to really intertwine that and make it work. And so the whole point of being on Evolve is to get to NXT.
Now picture something in your mind real quick. Picture maybe a year or two down the line, Lash Legend against Jade.
Yes. Yeah, no, I was for the idea of of Jade getting, like we said, like having like the how she did with the baddies again, of having people with, and Lash would have been great for that to eventually turn on Jade. No, Lash is one of the prime examples of why I love NXT, in the sense of, because watch her first couple of shows and then see her now. You would have never thought she would have gone from where she was to where she is at such a fast pace. So she's awesome. And this is a fun match.
I think that baddies thing might happen. We'll see after Saturday.
I was just thinking that.
I keep wondering where they're going to go with her, and I think that's the way to go.
Especially like honestly, so now that you say it, like, what if they help her win on Saturday, like somehow, like in hoodies or whatever, however they do it, and then either they celebrate with her in the ring on Saturday, or they help her and it's kind of like unknown, and then on Friday. Yeah, no, that would work really well. I would actually be 100% for that. I was 100% for it when we said it the last time. We thought it could be Lash and maybe Jada. I don't think it would be Jada yet, because I think she's still got some stuff to do. But
I always fear our good ideas, because then I get let down afterwards.
Well, I mean, that's why I don't let myself get let down of it. I just, like, hey, we make some predictions of what could happen, because I see that happen a lot of times where when people will shit on something that happens just because it's not what they wanted, but it was still good television. That's for me. Like,
they reported it.
Yeah, right. And that's why we don't cover a lot of reports here. We will cover when things happen, but I'm not going to cover, oh, well, this guy said. I mean, I understand there's some people that are reputable, but even so, in today's society, I'll just wait till the story is true and we see what happens. But the NQCC had their the other match, the fallout of the two former members with Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. I've been on the Miles Bourne train from the beginning. I love this kid. I think he's great. This match was a lot of fun. These two are very talented. Two different levels too, because Miles Bourne kind of came from the professional wrestling background, and obviously Tavion was an Olympic wrestler and the NIL talent. But this was fun, but also from this one, Josh Briggs gets involved, and then Trick Williams gets involved, and then Ricky Saints comes back and gets involved, and all of it so that, Ava can get mad about, like, why are you guys messing up my show and blah, 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 so that it can get to the end of the show, which we'll cover as we get there with it. But it makes sense of where it's leading to, and I like I'm excited to see Trick and Ricky have a singles match. That should be fun.
I'm just trying to figure out Tavion's fashion choice with the one long leg.
I've tried to get. Here's the thing, I don't really understand, and I will admit this. I'm not really going to understand a lot of the fashion choices of people whose birth year doesn't start with 19. I don't know.
That's a little different, though. I mean,
I mean, the
one leg long thing is weird.
Hey,
it's different. It's different. I remember it.
Right.
So
and I also feel like NXT is the best place to try that shit out. Like, see if it works, see if it looks good. So you don't end up being like Undertaker coming from the rafters in a bat cape and then realizing how stupid that looked, and you never saw that shit again. NXT is the place to get it to kind of come through.
This was another reason why I can't stand Ava, by the way. She was mad. She can't act. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
I didn't say she could. I don't care. She doesn't bother me.
I appreciate her, but I'd like to see somebody else do it, and y'all know where I stand there. So,
yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with her. I'm not sure what to do with any of it. But I was thinking with her, like, because if you don't have her as the GM, like, she wasn't a good wrestler either. Like, and unfortunately, that's where the nepo kind of comes in, because they're not gonna release her. So I'd rather have her doing this than, because at least in this, it's not like she's gonna be in matches and that part and possibly hurting people, but is what it is. This match went into it for a bit, but I mean, quickly into it, you see Fatal Influence show up, and your girl comes in pissed. She came in hot, which was good. No, this was how she should have done it. She should be mad she lost and coming back to get her title and taken back over. And this I thought was actually perfect. Perfect heel work. Came in and also then let Lola and Tatum kind of team up together, but they weren't going to beat the numbers game, which was great. I thought it was perfect. And I mean, like we've said from the beginning, not from the beginning, but in the last couple of weeks we've been doing this, JC Jane is a great heel, and this was great heel work. I fully enjoyed this.
Has she been a babyface at all during her time in NXT?
Okay, so
I'm relatively new to NXT.
Right, and I'm not, from what I have watched, no, but I didn't watch it before when it was Toxic Attraction with Mandy Rose. Yeah, I would see clips and I would see some parts. I can't say for sure if they were ever a baby.
I wouldn't think they were a babyface.
I didn't think so either. And like we've said before, like JC's really good at being a heel. Like I'm not sure if she really, like we've said before, we think that NXT is great for letting people be a heel, be a baby face. I also think they're good enough to know that some people are just natural heels. Some like just is.
She has a very slappable face.
She does, and she's very bitchy on the mic too. Like that really comes across well of just being bitchy, and I love it. Yeah. Speaking of bitchies and loving, like Blake Monroe they had a great little vignette about her celebrating her title win, so then she this was her part on the show, which made sense. Let the Tatum Paxley title celebration be the celebration on this show and spread hers out to next week, because the rumor, which this is a rumor that I actually do believe, but I mean also that WWE is very invested in her and she's probably gonna have a long North American title.
Yeah, which I said last week.
Exactly. And again, we say like that makes perfect sense for her, because we both think like she's got the talent, but she needs a lot of time in NXT. A good long title run will do that well. We then had Javon Evans FaceTiming with Leon Slater, and then Dark State comes in with it, which is good because, like I said, I like the idea of Javon and Leon teaming up together, and the more work both of them can get, the better. Like you can only keep working. Those guys both need as many.
Those two are very talented. I fear that match against Dark State, though. Dark State's just so green, but they have to learn somewhere. So
right, exactly, and I feel like that'll be. I don't think they're dangerous green, but I just but that can.
No, they're not as bad as the two brothers up in that were with Chad. Crap.
Yeah, the Brutus brothers or whatever.
Yeah. Creeds.
Yeah, Creeds. Yeah, we got it. Yes, I knew who you meant. I could picture both of them on it.
Those guys were tossing people around. Dark State's not that bad,
right? Yeah, and thus hucking people, and then like. Something I know, like we talked about earlier with Breaker, like and with Spears, it's hard to like pull back, but they didn't pull back anything with those guys. Yeah, but I think that'll be fun. And like I've said, obviously WWE's got their eyes on Leon Slater. When his TNA contract expires, it's going to be a nice pivot over to WWE. But so then they were in the back or in the parking lot where Soul and Zarya were talking about. Soul or Zarya is going to enter the speed tournament they were going to have, but then JC just comes out and just cuts them both down with the promos there. This was great. I love this. I really, really did. This is just more.
More
JC being a great
people
heel.
We already know JC's the best.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm excited. And the speed tournament makes sense, but is what it is. And then the main event was Kalani Jordan.
Hang on. So now you've had a women's main event on Raw, a women's main event on NXT, a women's main event on Dynamite. I wonder what tonight holds. We'll see.
Right. I was going to say, I have not seen any of the previews for SmackDown, so I'm not sure what it would be, but definitely could be. I mean, they've been doing stuff with Julia. There's been stuff with Chelsea Green. Obviously it's not going to be Jade and Tiffany, but yeah. No, but this was Kalani Jordan versus Jordan Grace, the Jordan match for the TNA Knockouts title. But what was good about it was, this is Kalani's clearly turning heel. Like it's a slow burn, but it's happening. And she did a couple of different things in this match with it, mostly being when towards the end of the match, Trick and Ricky are beating each other up. And when they push each other through here, Kalani grabs the knockout title and hit Jordan Grace with her to get the win. You know,
have you noticed one little subtle thing that she does that says heel to me? If you have a do you have a picture of Kalani?
I mean, I've got like that. I could grab it.
Okay, it's not a big deal. It's just a little subtle thing that a heel will do. She pulled her hair back, and her hairstyle is different.
It is.
It's like I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's a heelish move to pull it just looks.
Yeah, no, like the way she has the kind
hard
of
to describe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's subtle changes that they've slowly been working with it, which I think works and it makes sense. And then, she used this situation advantage to hit Jordan with the title belt. I couldn't find a picture of that for whatever reason. I was surprised by that. I didn't look super hard, but it was a fun episode of NXT. Like you said, it was kind of a missable one, but it was also the fallout from the PLE to then kind of lead towards Gold Rush in a couple of weeks, which makes sense. And I'm excited to see how that goes off for Gold Rush with it being 2 weeks. And I keep saying it's the theater of Madison Square Garden. They're actually in Madison Square Garden, but same place essentially. So it'll be fun to see. And I'm sure for the talent, they're gonna pretend like it's inside Madison Square Garden. I sure as hell would, and go all out for it.
I mean,
right?
Heads are
right. Exactly. Exactly. You're getting to semantics at that point, and I would 100% push for that. But I'm excited to see where they go with that. I don't think they've got anything announced yet. So far, all it says is Blake Monroe versus to be determined for the NXT North American Women's Championship. So
that's all we got. To be determined.
Yeah. So doesn't have as many title runs as Vacant does, but similar.
They're close.
Yeah,
they're close.
But anything else that was trying to cover for this week? I mean, we already covered
our weekly roundup. Would be nice, like Sunday, Thursday.
Yeah, I just meant for the stuff because we covered.
No, we got it all covered.
We got AEW. Yeah. So for what you
AEW's rating came out and it wasn't much better. Let's go.
Oh, right. Was it
4 or something?
4. Hang on, I just saw that. No, I just saw that was posted.
4, so NXT did 527, which is way down, and
459,
which is better than I thought.
Yeah, no, we both even said going up against the World Series with also the card that they had booked, if they got over 400, it'd be good. So 459 is actually pretty good. And so if you guys want to hear us review AEW Dynamite live, we do it every Thursday right here on this YouTube channel at 8:45 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, part of the Thursday night lineup, which is 7:00 squared. I have to totally drew
7:00 Eastern. Squared
Circle Maniacs will be at 7. We're at 8:45, and then This Is Awful's at 11.
Yeah, and if you set the notifications bell on the YouTube channel, you will get notified 30 minutes before they go live and when they go live. Just as a reminder, which I set those for the channels that I like to watch live because I'll always forget. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch it starting, because for me, Maniac started 4, and I usually like look at my clock and it's like 4:45. Damn it, I missed, So I've learned you can set the notifications to get the alarms on. And then we also are live on my X account at AltJakeTakesOn for Sunday Night Spaces at 8:05 p.m. Eastern through right there on X. And this week we will be covering SmackDown and Saturday night's main event and anything else we want to talk about. You guys can leave you can put comments on the actual thread of the spaces, and they'll pop right up to me and I will read them on air. And then we've got a classic match review. I watched it last night. I want to watch it one more time, but it's the Rock and Roll Express versus the Midnight Express from, I think, was it February 86? What it was? Yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
It's a good match, and we will do another classic match review. We'll probably record that sometime either this weekend, maybe Monday. Get that out for you guys.
Monday.
Right, nice. And then if you guys haven't checked it out, go back and watch our last episode 35, our conversation with Steve Giranelli, which was just amazing. Very similar to our conversation with Howard Baum, episodes 30 and 35.
Steve Giranelli.
I was close.
No, I get my name mispronounced all the time, so I just like to make sure. I get Captor all the time.
Yeah, there's a reason I have never said my last name on air, because A, people mispronounce it all the time, and B, literally I'm the only person named Jake and that last name on the planet. So I'm easy to find once it's out there, so I kind of keep it low profile. But trust me, when I answered going back to nostalgia times when I used to answer the phone in the 80s and 90s as a kid, and they would burst into and go, is Mr. And they would fumble over the name. Nobody by that name lives here. Click. If you got the name right, if you pronounce it right, you could give me your sales pitch. But yeah, those are
for the Thursday live shows. Just come on in to chat, say hi to people. It's only an hour, hour 10 minutes long maximum.
Yeah,
it's a quick show because we're just doing Dynamites. Just stop in, say hi, leave a like, and be on your way. If you don't like it, fine. But if you like it, stick around. It's only, like I said, it's only an hour and 5 minutes max. Just
and if you don't like it, let us know. Like if there's something, leave a comment. We'll be interactive with it. We try to make it fun. We're trying to make it entertaining. And so far, I think everybody has enjoyed it that's come in, and we've seen more people come in through each episode. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please. I try to clip them up and put the clips on the YouTube channel, but even if I don't, just watch the episode. If you're not liking a specific segment, just go through a few minutes and fast forward a few seconds, because we literally just go through the entire show of Dynamite, so you don't have to, because I know clearly we know not everybody watches Dynamite, so we force and watch every second of it so that we can report back to you guys on it. Anything else you want to get into? Any other promotion? I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think so. Still one of my worst idea ever. I'm just kidding.
The best worst idea ever. Hey, we're committed to it. I've been enjoying it, and it's nice to be at least more up to date on AEW too, because people talk about it. And I'd missed a lot in my times of being away from it, so it's good to. Hey, we're being professionals here and covering wrestling, so we've got to cover as much of it as we can. So awesome, everybody. Well, hope everybody enjoys Saturday night's main event this Saturday, and we will catch you Sunday on Spaces at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Peace.
We appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.